This is the sermon, the khutbah number 5, reflecting on one of the most fundamental features and principles in Islam, Yawm al-Din. There are more than 1,200 verses in the Quran regarding Yawm al-Din, Malik Yawm al-Din, the day of resurrection. You may say, what is the reason that the Quran emphasizes that much on the day of judgment, Yawm al-Din? One of the reasons is that people in this world are so much influenced with dunya and distracted with the material in this life that they need to be reminded continuously about Yawm al-Din. إن هؤلاء يحبون العاجلة ويذرون وراءهم يوما ثقيلا. They feel in love so much with this world that they forget about such a serious day ahead of them. ذلك يوم الحق. يوم الحق is coming. يوم الحساب is coming. يوم الدين is coming. يوم ينظر المرء ما قدمت ويقول الكافر يا ليتني كنت تراب. On the day of al-haq, the moment of truth, the only thing that can save us is what we save in this life. On that day, the disbeliever says, I wish I was dust. I wish I was just nothing, just a piece of dirt, and I didn't have to go through this. Yawm al-Haq also means Yawm al-Adl. وَقُضِيَ بَيْنَهُمْ بِالْحَقِّ وَهُمْ لَا يُظْلَمُونَ. That means the day of justice, the day of judgment is the day of justice. لَا يُظْلَمُونَ. There is no injustice on that day. الْيَوْمَ تُجْزَى كُلُّ نَفْسٍ بِمَا كَسَبَتْ لَا ظُلْمَ الْيَوْمِ. لَا ظُلْمَ الْيَوْمِ. There is no dhulm. There is no wrongdoing and oppression on Yawm al-Haq, Yawm al-Hisab, wa Yawm al-Su'al, the day of questioning. Not only from the people, but also from the Prophet. SubhanAllah, looks like everybody has to go through that security gate. How you go to the airport and that X-ray exit, that everyone without exception, even the staff of the airport, they go through that X-ray door. يَوْمَ يَجْمَعُ اللَّهُ الرُّسُلَ فَيَقُولُ مَاذَا أُجِبْتُمْ قَالُوا لَا عِلْمَ لَنَا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ عَلَّامُ الْغُيُوبِ. Even the prophets are questioned. What did you do? Tell us about your success. What did you change? And they say, oh Allah, you know better. We don't know about how much impression we created in every individual. We didn't check every individual. We didn't know what happened. In the spiritual world, you don't know how many people are impressed. How do I know how many of you listening carefully to this khutbah and how many of you remember anything after or any change? Only Allah knows. So even the prophets are responsible. Ibn Mas'ud is saying, قال لي رسول الله اقرأ. The Prophet told me, Ibn Mas'ud, recite from the Quran. قلت يا رسول الله أقرأ عليك وعليك أنزل. You received the Quran, you want me to recite it for you? قال عليه السلام نعم أحب أن أسمعه من غيري يا ابن مسعود. I want to hear it from somebody else. Recite. فقرأت سورة النساء حتى أتيت إلى هذه الآية فكيف إذا جئنا من كل أمة بشهيد وجئنا بك على هؤلاء شهيدا. فقال حسبك يا ابن مسعود الآن فإذا أيناه تذرخان. When I get to this verse that Allah is saying that on that day every community, every nation, they have a witness, and you, O Rasulullah, are the witness of this ummah. The Prophet started crying. Why the Prophet? You are witness. صاحب المجمع البيان is saying, Shaykh التبرسي, فإذا كان الشاهد تفيض عيناه لهول هذه المقالة وعظم هذه الحالة فماذا عمري ينبغي أن يصنع المشهود عليه. If the shaheed is crying, what about mashhud alayh? If the Prophet's eye is full of tears and he is the one who testifies against those who disobey, what about those who are testified against? What should be their situation? And how much they supposed to cry? وجوه يومئذ مسفرة ضاحكة مستبشرة ووجوه عليها غبرة ترهقها قترة أولئك هم الكفرة الفجرة. That is the day that some faces are so happy, so healthy, so laughing out of joy. But there are some faces, they are dark under the dust of depression. Yes, the dust of depression brings darkness over their face and they have no joy. When they hear إن يوم الفصل كان ميقاتا, today is the day of separation of the sinners from the faithful. وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون. There is a nida, there is a sound that the criminals out of this crowd separate all sinners from those who obeyed, from the faithful. وَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِشِمَالِهِ فَيَقُولُ يَا لَيْتَنِي لَمْ أُوتَ كِتَابِيَهْ وَلَمْ أَدْرِ مَا حِسَابِيَهْ يَا لَيْتَهَا كَانَتِ الْقَاضِيَةَ مَا أَغْنَى عَنِّي مَالِيَهْ هَلَكَ عَنِّي سُلْطَانِيَهْ. It's just amazing description of that day, that the criminals, when they receive their record in the left hand, they say that we wish we never received that. We wish we never knew about this. We wish we never rise again and continue to be dead. What happened to us? That today our money, our might, none of them work. Neither money nor might. All collapse. خذوه فغلوه ثم الجحيم صلوه ثم في سلسلة زرعها 70 ذراعا فاسلكوه إنه كان لا يؤمن بالله العظيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين. Very scary scene for the sinners. is now that the sinners are separated from the people of love and peace and kindness and justice, it's time for you, the angels, to arrest them, to chain them, and to drop them into hell. This is verse from the Quran. I didn't make it. That's how hard the destiny of the criminals. Why? For two reasons. لا يؤمن بالله العظيم. They didn't care about God. And number two, ولا يحض على طعام المسكين. They did not care about people. They didn't care about the hungry. They didn't care about suffering. If someone doesn't care about the Creator and doesn't care about the creation, what kind of animal that person might be? I mean, when you hear what happened just in Dearborn Heights a couple of days ago, this Gregory Green, that he killed 4 of his children and stepchildren, 2 of them by gas and 2 of them by gun. It just happened in our neighborhood. Unbelievable. What kind of criminals? To put those innocent kids in the car and kill them in carbon monoxide poisoning. I don't know how he did it. Maybe the garage was closed and the car was running and the gas was coming, and he put the kids inside the car, inside the closed garage, something like that, and then brought the bodies back to the house, and then took the gun and executed another girl and another boy. And now this guy is in jail, so what? This is the time of capital punishment for this criminal. Because he already was in prison for 16 years, because he already killed his previous wife while she was pregnant. And the community had to pay tax and take care of him in the jail for 16 years. Now he's out, killing another 4 people, and his present wife, she's in the hospital. This kind of criminals, now they want to put him another 20 years in prison and another 30 years in prison. And the country pay for these criminals to commit their crimes and then just enjoy the rest of their time with security and with food and everything free, and be there, just exercise and no responsibility. That is ridiculous. The other case, other criminal in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that police officer, Betty Shelby, that killed that black guy, Terrence. I mean, just because this guy looked different and he was a huge guy. The police said that he was killed because he was so huge, and the police officers was scared that this guy is a big guy and is dangerous. Doesn't have any arm and anything, just shooting and killing an innocent person. I mean, this happens in this country. Crimes against humanity. But not only in America, in Nigeria, when we have this Miskin Sheikh Zakzaki, they already killed 4 of his sons. And they attack him. He lost one of his arms and one of his eyes. And the criminal government doesn't let the medical team to serve him and provide him with medicine. He is losing another eye. What was his sin? Why? It's injustice. It's a world full of oppression and injustice, from America to Nigeria to Bahrain to Yemen. These guys keep blaming Iran for what is going on in Yemen. Why are you blaming Iran? Whose airplane is bombing people? Iranian airplane are there? Who is killing people? Now you think that there are some people in Yemen, they like Iran. For example, I mean the maximum. Now you have to bomb them because they like Iran, or there are people in Lebanon or Syria and Iraq, if they think different way, then they deserve to die, and then you have to blame them. It's just a ridiculous work. This guy Adil al-Jubair, the Saudi foreign minister, he's blaming Dr. Zarif. Because Dr. Jawad Zarif, he wrote an amazing article in New York Times, and he explained the situation that the world should know that is not the problem between Shia and Sunni. It is Shia and Sunni on one side, and the Takfiri, Wahhabi, criminal ideology on the other side is a threat for all Muslims, Shia and Sunni. They are not representing Sunni, they represent Ibn Taymiyyah and fiqh shaitan. That is different. But now, is Adil blame Dr. Zarif? You just blame your own wife. I don't want to, it's really shame. I don't want to bring that in the member. You can, look at line about this Saudi foreign minister, and it was just yesterday an article in Al-Qabas, the Kuwaiti newspaper, an interview about this guy. I leave it for you, but it's a huge shame that this guy, they punish people in the kingdom for everything, and look at how corrupt and criminal their own life is. And now his wife filed for divorce, and she explained in that article why. I cannot even mention it on the member. If that is our situation, then no surprise that yesterday when Netanyahu was speaking in United Nations, said, now I'm happy that the Arab countries, they realize that their enemies are Iran and ISIS, not Israel. Now they realize that he is happy that Arab countries now, they are so mature that they realize this. Unbelievable. This war, this injustice, this oppression that's going on. Why Iran is fighting ISIS? Why you put them together? Who is supporting ISIS? 10 million innocent people, they are displaced or refugees. Now this country is talking about accepting 10,000 of them, and now it's just talk, and it still is not materialized. When we met with President Rouhani just on last Tuesday in Manhattan, in New York, and I explained some of the situation about Muslim community, about Islamophobia, about Shi'aphobia, about the tsunami of secularity, how it is a threat for our families and our children, for our youth. Next to me was Brother Nahad Awad. He is the head of CARE in Washington, D.C. And he said, Mr. President, we want you to stop supporting Bashar Assad. He's a dictator, he is zalim, he is this and that. And President Rouhani said, it's not about one person. Iran is supporting the Madlumin, he said. Is Hamas Shia or Sunni? They are Sunni. So it's not about, is Palestinian, are they Shia or Sunni? So it's not about Shia or Sunni, it's about Zalim and Madlum. So it's not about one person called Bashar al-Assad. It is about the nation whose country is 60% occupied by evil forces called ISIS. So in this situation, which side you want to support? You're just talking about one person, Bashar al-Assad. So remove that and give the entire country to ISIS. Is that what you are looking for? Where is the logic? And this is not only Iran, even European countries, even United States, they are scared. Syria with Assad is like Libya, like after Muammar al-Gaddafi. What happened to Libya? But unfortunately, there are people who are hubb dunya. They are negligent of al-akhirah, And they are falling so much in love with dunya that all they care is to sell their weapon. It's not about morality, it's about money. I just heard in NPR as I was driving to House of Wisdom, they were talking about the same thing. And one of them said, well, that's how the world is running and operating. Are you surprised that they are looking for more war so they can have more business? Obviously, that is how it is. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, أول ما يقضى بين الناس يوم القيامة في الدماء. The first question on the day of judgment is about the innocent people who were killed. The blood is the beginning of questioning on the day of judgment. On يوم الحق, يوم الحساب, يوم السؤال. This is the first question. Why you killed an innocent person? And now we are talking about hundreds of thousands of innocent people who were killed. What if we didn't have يوم الدين, يوم الحساب, يوم الحق, يوم العدل, يوم السؤال, يوم القيامة, يوم الآخرة? It would be so depressive to live in this world if it was not hope for the final justice. The Prophet said, of course, there are some other questions. عن عمره وعن شبابه وعن ماله وعن حبنا أهل البيت عليهم السلام. On the day of judgment, also the question about how you spend your life, how you spend your youth, how you earn and spend your money. And also they are asking us about the love for Ahlul Bayt. And as we are going through the Eid al-Ghadir, an occasion of the Ghadir, this is Zamar Sharif في تفسير الكشاف. روي أنها لما نزلت آية قل لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إلا المودة في القربى قيل يا رسول الله من قرابتك هؤلاء الذين وجبت مودتهم علينا أجاب صلى الله عليه وآله هم علي وفاطمة والحسن والحسين عليهم السلام. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. He said yes. One of the questions on the day of judgment is about Ahlul Bayt, our love for Ali and Fatima and Hassan and Hussein and their household. Love is not just, oh, I love you, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, I love you, Ya Abu Abdullah. Everybody can say love. Talk is cheap. Love is commitment to Ahlul Bayt at-tashayyu. To love them, to know them, to follow them, to help them, to support them, to be their Shi'ia. That is the meaning of showing love for Ahlul Bayt. مثل أهل بيتي كمثل سفينة نوح من ركبها نجا ومن تخلف عنها غرق. Those who want to survive, they have to follow this boat of salvation. And Ahlul Bayt are the ark of salvation to save our soul and to serve our families and to save our life. This is why 75 days before his death, he addressed more than 100,000 people and he made that long lecture. And one of the amazing things is that if you go to a lot of books, historic books of the Muslim books, you don't see the entire lecture of the Prophet in Hajjatul Wada. The only thing from that khutbah tawil, a long lecture of the Prophet in Ghadir Khum, all we hear about that from that khutbah is one sentence. أيها الناس من كنت مولاه فهذا علي المولاه. That is something that all Shia and all Sunni, they narrated, which is good. Forget about the entire khutbah. Just focus on this one sentence. Man kuntu mawla fahada aliyul mawla. But then what happened to this sentence? Even this sentence was translated wrong. The Shi'ia Prophet said that whoever likes me like this man. It's not about tashayyu, it's not about the imam, it's not about leadership, just to like that person. Even that sentence was not interpreted fairly. And this is why all this happened to Ahlul Bayt after the Holy Prophet. The man who used any opportunity to talk about Ali and Ahlul Bayt as a legacy of guidance for Muslim community, they were massacred after the Prophet. Can you imagine that somebody like Imam al-Hussein, the grandson of the Prophet, would be slaughtered? And everybody remember that this baby was kissed and hugged by the Prophet and says, Sayyid Shabab Ahl al-Jannah. How come people come and kill this man? Unbelievable. And this continued ila zamanina haza, till our time. All they say, oh, he's Shia and he's Shia. So what, he's Shia or she's Shia? Oh, he's not a Muslim. That means that he must be killed. That's all they are saying. When like that the Mufti Saudi said they are takfiri, they are not Muslim, they are kafir, and then it is okay to kill a kafir. That's what they are saying. The continuation of this oppression and injustice against the Prophet, and this is why, brothers and sisters, it's very important that we as Shia, that we have this opportunity in this country to invest more, invest on our Shabab, invest in universities, invest in the media, invest in outreach. It really, sometimes I want to, just my heart stops, when it stops beating up, you know, the opportunity that I see and indifference that I see in general. I mean, we see somebody like the Shan Hannity comes and bombs back and forth, right? When I saw him, like just a few days ago, first time I saw Shan Hannity, I mean, all this, you know, you go here in the studio and you are just in the camera, you don't see anybody, right? But now I went to see the president in New York, and the studio of Fox News is not very far from, you know, that United Nations. There are just a few blocks from there. So that was the first time I saw this man. When you see him, when you talk and you joke, you see a normal person. But then when he comes on the show, he has to lie. That is what he is paid for, right? How much do you think is the salary of someone like Shan Hannity? How much? Check 2 million? Go and check online. $35 million a year. $35 million a year. That is the official. That's how much here and there. We don't know the secret thing though, right? That's all for someone comes and just keep lying and lying and lying. And then when I go to, it's very hard. How you want to face this tsunami of bombardment that he had all these questions on, you know, pages after pages after pages. He listed all these lies, and he is so strong to just repeat them like so fast and so hard. And now you want to say one word. And we have so many people in the community say, even don't say that word. Just let them say whatever they want to say. That is the logic that we need to invest, and we need to see how can we deal with the tsunami of Islamophobia and Shiaphobia and the tsunami of crime that is happening in our neighborhood. So we need to put our minds together and our hearts together. Inshallah, tonight when we get together at 6 o'clock, we'll have a family dinner, and I hope that everybody would make it. Even if somebody doesn't want to pay, that's for just $10. But if somebody doesn't want to pay even that, that's fine. Let us just get together, but at least put our name there so we can have a dinner and have a dialogue. In Khutbah al-Jum'ah, I cannot ask you a question because it's khutbah and you are silent. But in the evening, at least we have an opportunity that have a dialogue, that what else can we do as a Muslim community, especially our youth, of dealing with all this tsunami. Because when you leave this Dearborn and you go to Manhattan, it's totally different world. كأنه يوم الحساب، يوم العقاب، يوم الميزان، يوم الصراط، يوم الجنة والنار doesn't even exist. Nobody think about it in Manhattan. You go on the airplane, you see all these big cemeteries, all these graves, right? Next to Manhattan. But nobody thinks that I'm going to be in that cemetery tomorrow too. We are going to die. Nobody think about that. Alamul ghafla, alamul nisyan. And this is why I'm talking about Yawm al-Ma'ad, and I chose this subject because we are so much distracted with that dunya that sometimes we forget Yawm al-Haq wa Yawm al-Hisab. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. صدق الله العلي العظيم. وإلى الصلاة إن الصلاة تنهى عن الفحشاء. صلوا على محمد.